Small announcement to make before the show begins. Rage baiting is honestly a dumb term. It's not some clever strategy, it's just being rude and then trying to justify it after. Upsetting people for fun isn't cool, and I don't support it in any way. But griefing in general, that's different. They're skilled, they're necessary, and honestly, I enjoy what they add to civilization, as long as countermeasures are feasible. But at the end of the day, we all need to step back and remember, we're playing Minecraft. We're just people outside the game, and we should treat each other with kindness and respect. Calling someone a coward in good fun? Sure, that can be a part of the roleplay. But there's a fine line between playful banter and mean-spirited attacks. I see both happening, and we need to be aware of which side we're on. Now, continuing straight on from the last episode, the strike on Mycelia didn't hold. Once Deadhorse withdrew, the terrorists regrouped and rebranded as the new Justocracy, under the so-called Jester. Though by most accounts, he's not exactly commanding respect, being killed by his own people. They claim to have simply annexed the island, since it was uninhabited after the strike. But in their own words, any returning players were given two choices: leave or die. And here's the surprising part. The new Justocracy is functioning. Not only functioning, some say they're running things more smoothly and more organized than even big nations like Deadhorse. Meanwhile, terrorists from the new Justocracy were spotted dealing with Fort Redberry. When pressed on their allegiance, Fort Redberry answered simply, "We are mercenaries, we don't do alliances, we work for coin." They also boasted some of their devastating ranged weaponry, powerful enough that only netherite, or maybe top-tier diamond armor, could withstand it. Soon after, the terrorists turned their sights once again to Deadhorse, a nation with whom they share a bloody history. For over an hour, they staged a mocking siege, darting back and forth across Deadhorse's walls. To some, it was humiliating. Deadhorse looked powerless to stop the harassment, just letting the terrorists do as they pleased. To others, it was just as embarrassing for the terrorists, wasting everyone's time taunting rather than fighting, waiting for the citizens to get bored and the numerical advantage to wane before they struck. But eventually, the fight came. And once again, Deadhorse was dealt a brutal blow. A handful of terrorists carved through their population, leaving the defenders dead in their wake. So why does Deadhorse keep losing these battles? Our sources suggest three reasons. 1. Poor leadership and strategy. Deadhorse had moments of clear advantage, where with numerical power they would be guaranteed a victory, but no one stepped up to make the call. Without unified command, the opportunity slipped away. 2. Self-preservation over teamwork. When fighting began, some players reportedly held back. They were more afraid of losing their levels and items than actually defending their civ. 3. A mining crisis. Our inside scoop after talking to various citizens, including the leader of the mining guild, Deadhorse has a supply problem. The vast majority of Deadhorse choose to spend their time engaging in activities above ground. Too many of them, farmers especially. This means that a large amount of Deadhorse is not providing anything other than more mouths to feed and more lives to protect. That leaves them undergeared, undersupplied, and overexposed. You can't beat a Deadhorse, but it sure can rot. In lighter news, the casino's finally complete and it looks absolutely magnificent. Screenshots from the master builders show stunning design, polished games, and a welcoming space for everyone. Highly recommend checking it out as the perfect place to cool down from all this chaos. And while all this is going down, the new Justocracy isn't exactly winning hearts. Rumors are flying, and pretty much everyone with an opinion seems to be against them. So what happens next? Do we see retaliation? A big war to close out the session? And if so, who's fighting on what side? And what side comes out on top? Who knows?